MCCOY. Hey, this is KLC from Beats by the Pound, who was one of my favorite producers of all time. He was on No Limit Records back in the day, but listen to him break down, No Limit Records and some of the things that he did at No Limit and how they operated.
Every artist on No Limit, what he made sure they had, if they didn't have nothing else, a house paid for in their name, fully furnished, with surveillance, a car, a No Limit chain, a gun, and like 200 grand in their account.
That's why.
Now let's stop for a minute here. Where, some folks were talking about how, he didn't pay the artists and stuff like that. Listen, you heard this from the producer. KLC ain't gonna lie about this. That nigga ain't gotta lie about that. It's called court. Somebody owe you some money, you go to court. So am I going to listen to some nigga that ain't take him to court, or am I going to listen to somebody that actually produced all the records? Now, Griffin, we all know a lot of times, the music business is business. It ain't got to be ethical. But as long as they legally signed and figured out, it ain't ethical a lot of times. But dude, if you started out with 200, a car in your name, 200,000, and a house and a pistol to protect that, dude. Now I don't know as far as how publishing goes and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of artists don't, but man, hey, that's a lot, man, compared to, folks that was over on death row in different places or whatever the case may be. Man, you got dudes getting, a lot of guys got horrible deals. But I mean, that's a lot of money, man. You 200 and you still doing shows and stuff like that, however you got paid for that or whatever, man, you should be straight. You shouldn't have no complaints,
They had
man.
the best stimulus package to set you up than anybody, like far as in hip hop. I didn't see nobody else setting their artists up like that.
None of the artists' names, none of the artists, all of the houses that these artists stayed in.
Did Slim get that treatment?
Yes, everybody.
The Rap Cap Podcast.
People don't know the weight that Beats by the Pound and Fresh Manny had to carry, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like we was a mirror of each other, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at like me and Fresh, like you could hear our sound and know it's some New Orleans shit, but it don't sound the same.
Man, these are legendary guys. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Fresh and KLC, man, they created a sound that's being duplicated across the damn world. They made the epitome of New Orleans sound. You may not like any of the No Limit or the Cash Money records. I thought Fresh really brought the production, more party music, really brought the production up even more so. But now, and I think the mixing and the mastering was done a little better with Cash Money too. But especially that Help, that BG Help, that song BG Help, I've always said that it needs to be studied from a musicality standpoint. With the horns and the instrumentation, you got Beowulf on the keyboards. Yeah, I know about Beowulf. I told you I used to read them credits. I want to see who mixed and mastered the stuff back in the day. Man, that was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal production. That was one of my favorite productions in hip hop. That Help song, that beat, because it has so much going on in it, and it's like I say, it's the epitome of Louisiana, the epitome of New Orleans. You can't have hip hop without having Louisiana and New Orleans. They say the birthplace of jazz, right? That's what they say. Well, blues, they jazz. But, well, people say, I guess that word jazz or whatever. So, I don't know. But that's where it came from. It came from Louisiana. Mississippi Delta blues and all that. All that came from the Deep South. So you can't mention hip hop and mention music and then not mention these guys. No matter how you may personally feel, you can't separate that and say they didn't bring that to the game. When you go to a place like New Orleans, I've been to New Orleans. When you go there, the music, the food, the culture, that's all foundational freedmen. That's Black American culture. That's not from anywhere else. That's from our culture in these last 300 to 400 years. You can't deny that. You could lie about it. You could make stuff up and fabricate it, but you can't lie about it. 200K and your house in your name, as a start off, now I don't know about the publishing pieces and all of that. I'm not sure about that, but I mean, man, that's a swell deal, man. Starting out,